Good morning, dear participants and faculty members, respected principal of St. Aloysius Degree College. Human intelligence is richer and more dynamic than we have led to believe by formal academic education by Sir Robinson. Once again, good morning, dear participants. St. Aloysius Degree College for PG Studies, Bangalore. I deem it a privilege to welcoming you all to this 2 days faculty development program on the topic building teachers competency through e-resources. St. Aloysius Degree College and Center for Postgraduate Studies was established in 2000, is one among 128 institutions managed by the Archdiocese Board of Education, Bangalore. The institution was established in response to the need for providing affordable and accessible education for all, especially minorities and economically disadvantaged students seeking to pursue higher education, inclusive and secular in its approach. The college is committed to provide quality education for all. The college is accredited by NAC and is affiliated to North University, Bangalore. We offer BCom, BBA, BA, BCA, BSW, MSW, and MCom courses. And as you all are well aware, COVID has greatly impacted teaching, learning, and teachers and students have to adapt to the new classroom called homes. In this scenario, the job for a teacher is a quite demand. They need to be touch a good and online education so that they could positively impact students. In this backdrop, our college is invited to organize faculty development program, and its objective of faculty development program is to help teachers to good online educator and learners as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Just a few minutes, sir. I would like to thank President of Archdiocese Board of Education, Dr. Reverend Peter Machado, Father Machado, Secretary of ABE. I would also thank Father Reverend Vinu Fabian, in charge principal of St. Aloysius Degree College, and Father Prem Kumar, manager of St. Aloysius College, for their support and encouragement to organize this faculty development program. And the speaker of the day for this faculty development program is Dr. K. Ramachandra, Professor, Maharanis Cluster University in Bangalore, who has 2 decades of teaching and research experience, and he has published more than 60 textbooks and reference books. He has produced more than 150 MPhils and 100 PhDs under his guidance. He holds credit for numerous articles published in national and international journals. I wish faculty development program to be successful and reach its goal as mentioned. Thank you. Thank you, Varadal. Okay, most some important note I would like to say to all my dear participants. Participants should join by clicking icon. Never click present icon. All participants are requested to mute their audio and video. Kindly take your queries in the chat box at the end of this session. We'll send provide at the end of tomorrow's session. Now I would like to hand over session to speaker Dr. K. Ramachandra. Professor, welcome you. Professor, please unmute, sir. Please unmute, sir. Yes. Yes. You can proceed, sir.
Okay. Yellarigo Namaskara. Good morning, everyone. It gives me a very great pleasure indeed today to be associated with the renowned St. Aloysius Degree College and Center for PG Studies. And it is a great occasion that the college is organizing 2-day National Virtual Faculty Development Program on the topic building teachers' competency through sensitizing on e-resources. And most respected Chief Patron, Reverend Dr. Peter Machado, Archbishop of Bangalore, and also President of this, and Reverend Dr. Prashant Matta, Secretary and Treasurer of ABE, Reverend Francis Vinu Fabian, Principal in Charge, Reverend Francis Prashant Prem Kumar, and Organizing Secretary Ravi Kumar, and all the faculty members, Jerry Richards, Hemant Kumar, Satnarayana, and all the faculty, teaching, non-teaching staff, and students of the St. Aloysius College. And my topic is building teachers' competency. What is this competency is all about? And before starting this, I would like to give a quote that in your life, bear all and do nothing, hear all and say nothing, give all and take nothing, serve all and be nothing. That should be the quality of teacher. And the teacher competency. What is competency? Competency is a set of or a group of knowledge, skills, abilities, expertise, experience, exposure, interest, inquisitiveness required for performing a given job. That is in our case, teaching job. So teaching job is most the precious one and also very important phenomena in our world. Anywhere, teaching is very important. And also, if you take the Human Development Index, three common components are included to calculate Human Development Index. That is literacy, health, and per capita income. So literacy is one of the component to calculate Human Development Index by UNDP. And in that, you see, what is the quality of education will shape and mold the quality of the country. And the teacher, we have stakeholders of this education, students, parents, teacher, non-teaching staff, government, employer, etc. They are having expectations and also goals. Therefore, what is important is, the World Bank says quality of education is very important. The World Bank report says that in developing countries, including India, the quality of education is poor, both in higher education and the school education. Therefore, how to bring about the high quality teaching? And that will shape, mold the students in the long run. And the students who are molded effectively is an asset to the country and is a human capital. It forms the human capital and human asset for our country. Like we have cooking competency, driving competency, behavioral competency, and technical competency. So the competencies are there everywhere. We are discussing the teaching competency. Therefore, the elements of teaching competencies are KSA, knowledge, skills, abilities, expertise, experience, interest, and inquisitiveness. These are very important aspects to perform in the classroom. Okay, performance. What is performance? Performance means the demonstrated capability. A teacher may be having 100% capability, competencies, potentialities. In the classroom, you have to perform, you have to demonstrate so that the students' cognitive skills, cognitive development happens. Thereby, he will become much confident in his career and his endeavor and also to navigate the life. Therefore, if a teacher possesses high competency, okay, he is performing very good, okay, demonstrative capability is high. And low competency means low performance. No competency means no performance. Teacher is a lifelong learner. He has to acquire every day the required amount of knowledge. Either you upgrade or you are outdated. Some teachers are outmoded. Therefore, we have to cope with the changing scenarios and changing technological aspects, etc. In the yesteryears, okay, teachers' competency okay, did not include the technological compound. Today, in any part of the world, teacher cannot be eliminated. It is not possible to eliminate teacher in the classroom. However, a teacher without technology can be replaced. That is the order of the day today. And in India, Bharat is known for the quality education, right from the Nalanda, Takshashila, and also the Ellora and Ajanta, wherever the teachers used to take class under the tree. That was the classroom. And the teacher, gurus, homes were the university. There were no buildings like this. In today's we have first class buildings and second class teachers. Some of them are second class teachers and past class libraries. But what is important is the quality of teaching which you are imparting to the students is very important. India is a land of spirituality. India is a land of opportunity. India is a land of plenty. India is a land for unity in diversity. And the education should build character of the students. What is the end of all education, all students' education? Humility is the hallmark of the education. Character building is the end of all education. Therefore, it is our responsibility as a teacher to see that we are satisfying all the stakeholders, because we have to benefit. In today's context, the return of colleges, ROI, return on investment of any college today can be directly linked to students' attainments. If the student accomplishes in his goals, then the return on investment of all the schools and colleges running in Bengaluru or any parts of the country will be successful. Therefore, that is very important. And in the yesteryear, the connection between teacher and students was heart to heart. The nectarine of teachings was received by the students in all parts of, in all its purity in the yesteryear. Impartation of knowledge was very important, and it was a oral communication between a teacher and the student in the olden days, yesteryears. Memory power was high. Why memory power was high in those days? It is because the morality, they maintained high morality. Both the teachers and students, they maintained high morality. Wherever morality is there, high, then one can see the memory power is also more. There was no printing, paper, etc. in the olden days, and the knowledge was imparted directly, orally, and everything was retained by memory. Okay, in Buddhism also there is a Buddha's disciple who used to remember 84,000 discourses without any paper, etc. That was the memory power, okay, prevailed in the olden days of our country, Bharat. Today, morality in the classroom, morality is not taught. And also at home, because of the disbanding of joint families, okay, you cannot find a grandma teaching, telling stories to their children, grandchildren, okay, giving moral stories, etc. Those things are not available today because of the disbanding of the joint family and giving rise to nuclear family. In the nuclear family, both in majority of the households, both the husband and wife, they are busy. Okay, double income group family and virtual family, where the income is increasing, but bank balance is increasing, mental balance is decreasing. Therefore, the children are watching these cartoons, this, that, etc. Moral storytelling is not practiced today. And teaching determines the learning. As a teacher, how I teach, that determines the learning. The teacher should be competent enough so that the students will be effective. If the teacher is not competent, upgraded, is not possessing the right skills, knowledge, expertise, values, okay, personal qualities, all those are very important. Students will observe not only the knowledge and skills, what are the teacher's personal qualities and values. Okay, that is directly influencing the learning motivation and also the goal attainment, life's goal attainment can be received from the teacher's personal values, whether the teacher is committed or what, and teacher is you giving the right kind of knowledge, what sort of behavior the teacher is having, all those things are observed by the students. Therefore, the teacher competency need to be increased from time to time, and it has to be redefined, rejuvenated, rebuilt, rehabilitated, strengthened to meet the new global requirements and local requirements. And what I suggest is every management colleges or whatever, school management or college management, they have to train the trainers. Okay, today's context, the teachers require training. That we call it as training the trainers. Then only they will shape, own their skills and knowledge, etc. And that is helpful for the teaching of students in the classroom. In order to be effective, teachers should be competent, responsible, and compassionate to mold, shape, create competent human asset and human capital for the society. And this is very important in today's context. You have been observing a blended learning. Blended learning means the classroom teaching, traditional classroom teaching is one aspect, and the e-learning is another aspect. Therefore, today, the advancement of technology, how the world is shaping because of this globalization and also the presence of many stakeholders. And today, the education is not no more a public good. It has been made as the commercial good in majority of the cases. Some philanthropistic institutions like the churches and also all the Christian colleges, missionaries colleges, they are giving a free education. Really, it is appreciable. It is because education should not be sold as the commodity. It should be treated as public good. Under such circumstances, therefore, the blended learning is also very important. If the teacher is competent, students are effective. It is directly related. Causal relationship can be established. There are schools and colleges where the teachers and other infrastructural facilities are highly abundant, and teachers are of high quality. Therefore, students' effectiveness can be achieved. Directly, it is teachers' competency is directly related to students' effectiveness, accomplishments, and attainments. Therefore, in today's how to build teachers' competency is our topic of the deliberations. Teacher should enable the students to unravel the hidden potentialities. Okay, it is the duty of the teacher to identify and develop, mold the hidden capabilities and hidden potentialities of the students. It is to teach mathematics in a classroom to Mr. Ramakrishna. First, you have to understand Ramakrishna totally. Then you have to teach mathematics. Then only it is possible to teach. A teacher should not only be a teacher, he must go behind. He should become trainer, and also he should be a coach, and he should be a mentor. Understand the students, the in and out, and teach them, because all these students are not endowed with all the necessary grasping capacity, okay, the memory retention, understanding capacity, okay, all these things, all the students are not possessing this. Therefore, teacher as a responsible teacher, empathetic teacher, compassionate teacher, we have to understand the students first and deliver the products accordingly to shape, to make that candidate a important individual in the society, and the individual to whom you are imparting education, he should accomplish his goals, and thereby he has to help his in the attainment of the family goals, societal goals, and national goals. That is the role of teacher. The students' goal must be aligned to family goals, societal goals, and national goals. Then our job is very fulfilling, and we will get a response from all the fair amount of feedback from the teachers. Why teachers are not respected? A majority of the teachers are not respected today. It is because whether we are sincere, moral, ethical, competent, compassionate, okay, non-violent, okay, then the students will repose confidence in the teacher. If that lacks, okay, any amount of, you may call yourself as a teacher with a label, but the students and other stakeholders will not respect. A good teacher will command respect from all the stakeholders of the society. Therefore, how to build teachers' competency? What are the various sources by which the teachers' competency can be built? You are well aware, the vast reading, vigorous reading on the subject will help you to increase your competency. Competency means KSA, knowledge, skills, abilities, and interactions with the experts and luminaries in the field frequently. Then only it is possible to increase the competency. And by wide traveling, how Gandhiji traveled widely and learnt many things. Like that, the teacher must travel and see that what is the social condition, economic condition, how the society is facing the problem, what are the solutions, how we can help the students to solve the societal problems. Okay, classroom teaching is only 15%. We have to go behind the classrooms, enable the students to learn, sensitize the societal problems of poverty, illiteracy, superstition, okay, and income gap, gender gap, okay, how to avoid the depression. All those things we have to teach alongside the curriculum. Curriculum is only 15% outdated curriculum. What is important is the moral education, the spiritual education blended with material education. In the classroom, we are teaching the comparative, we are enabling the students to earn money. We should make the students to acquire the good character, develop a good character. That is the need of the hour. Then, by teacher competency can be enhanced through undertaking mini and major projects. Okay, by taking mini and major projects, teachers' cognitive skill increases. Okay, knowledge horizon increases, ingenuity increases, and collaborating with organizations. The management should see that it has to collaborate with various organizations, MNCs and other organizations, and take collaborative projects. And you have to create a chair in your college for industry people. Teachers should go there. Okay, and it is a collaborative study, then only teacher competency can be built. And I suggest management to allow all the teachers to pursue the research programs leading to the award of PhD degrees in their respective field. Okay, by after research, your teaching acumen capability increases. Before any research program, teaching is one sort. After completing the research program, you will understand the nitty-gritty of the teaching, the establishing causal relationship between independent and dependent variable, so that you can teach in a better manner. Therefore, every teacher, in order to increase the competency, one of the sources is pursuing the research program. And also, activity-based learning is very important. Group discussion is very important. If a teacher attends a seminar, international seminar or whatever, and she or he should come to the staff room and discuss everything what she has learned, and that also increases knowledge. And reading and writing blocks is one source to increase your competency. There are many people who write good blogs. Okay, they contribute to Twitter. You read and enhance your skills. Attending seminars, conferences, workshops, symposiums, okay, is also one source for building the competency. Use of e-resources. Now today we have the web link on any subject and every subject. Therefore, use all these web link, and also the Government of India, Government of Karnataka, and other NGOs who have given on all subjects curriculum. International agencies are there who are giving the information support and information sources to get e-resource web links, websites. Okay, using those e-resources platforms, you can learn a lot. Okay, without any large amount of spending time, money, and energy. Okay, at your fingertips, you are getting information. Okay, acquaint with all those knowledge and go into the classroom. Earlier, it was outside in approach. People are looking outside externally. All external phenomena, use of earth resources, all our education, whatever education you receive from all the five senses is temporary. Okay, and this is for the world. You should go beyond the sense knowledge to acquire it is the duty of the teacher to make students to learn from intuition, his own intuition. Intuition is an experience without any proof. It can be experienced but cannot be described. And the education should not make the students very, it should make the students very insightful and not very uh, based on impetus and impetus should be given for the students to develop his institutional skills. That is very important. And very important is that in every classroom, okay, in order to learn, the greatest sound is the sound of silence, and you have to listen to your inner voice. Okay, the knowledge can be developed by brainstorming or brain stilling. By stilling your mind as a teacher, you can get reflective mode. You have to go to reflective mode. You will learn a lot. Okay, that is also one source. And convergent thinking, divergent thinking is very important for the teacher. Lateral thinking is also very important. And teacher should make the students to solve the local problems. Like they should support the government and other philanthropic NGOs to solve the water problem and the poverty, alleviation, illiteracy, and all those things. Teacher help the students to join the organization for solving all those problems. You can also learn from the best practices, benchmarks. Okay, benchmark practices a teacher can emulate from other. For that, you should have TQM approach, total quality management approach. You should treat every student as customer. Customer satisfaction and delight is very important. And to get delight by the students, the teacher should be effective, competent, etc. And research-based teaching is very important. And we have to move from teacher-centric way of teaching into student-centric learning. Now, in the new education policy, the emphasis was outcome-based approach, not inputs-based approach. The students at the end of the hour should get the right amount of knowledge, skills, etc. Therefore, the interactions are very important in the classroom, and everything should be based on the student-centric. Earlier, teachers were respected because the teacher had 100% information and the student had only 10% of information. Therefore, teacher commanded respect and all. Today, with the advent of the technology, social media, and information technology, email, hotmail, this, that, etc., application platforms, and e-resources, students are having all information. And the role of teacher is now facilitator and interpreter. Okay, he has to interpret, he has to give correct information. Okay, they will verify. Such is the thing today. If you want to be respected, you should have all information and you should interpret rightly the information to the students. That is how you are increasing your competency. Focus on ethics also in the classroom. Focus on ethics, human values, and constitutional values. That will go a long way in the creation of an competent citizenship, essential for deepening our democratic roots. Okay, therefore, the quality of education blended with the moral education and spiritual education, material education should go hand in hand. Then only it is possible for the students, holistic development can be achieved by this way. And these better outcomes, cognitive development should be made. The instinct, the education should not be instinct. We should not provoke the instinct, and we should provoke the intuition. Okay, institution versus instinct. Instinct is for the body. Intuition is for the mind, art. Okay, and that type of education should be holistic in such a manner that it should cure, it should act as a panacea to cure all ills, evils. And therefore, our students should be innovators and not imitators. The teaching quality should be such that we should enable the students to think independently, create, innovate, and they should not imitate. Such type of education we have to provide, and the role of teacher is very important. Teacher should have the commitment, involvement, participation. At the same time, management should give ample scope, room for the teachers to learn. Okay, majority of the colleges, I am sorry to say that the teachers are taken for granted and they are treated as the bonded laborers. Not like that. Okay, teachers should be given ample scope to enhance the skill. Only if you give a teacher the ample scope, they have to increase their skills, competencies, etc. If they teach effectively in the classroom, then your return on investment increases. Okay, all the colleges, some of the colleges which are running, if you want a good quality students, if you want to attract, okay, you have to improve the teachers' effectiveness through increasing these competencies, giving scope, etc. room. Then only the students will get important goal attainments, and that will create a brand for your college, etc. And teachers should be given all freedom, voice. Okay, majority of the teacher, that is why in private colleges I have been watching, teachers, the teacher, an individual should become teacher by design, not by default. Default teachers will not contribute significantly to the students' growth. If salary is less, they cannot learn. Within the limited knowledge they impart and the syllabus, curriculum they teach, which is not suffice. And thereby you are not eliciting the implicit knowledge prevailing in the student. Explicit knowledge is just 10 to 15%. What is important is you have to unravel the implicit knowledge by your teaching, classroom dynamics, classroom management, content management, the pedagogy. Pedagogy means the act of teaching, science of teaching, and pedagogical skill means the classroom management as well as the content management skills the teacher should possess. Then a teacher will receive highest recognition, reward, and appreciation. And as I told you, the teacher, whatever you are teaching, that should be linked to the student goal, societal goal, and family goal, national goals, very important. So what are teacher competencies? First of all, you should have the knowledge of the students and their development. Understand and appreciate their diversity. Students in the classroom are coming with a different family background, educational background, cultural background, societal background, father's academic background, okay, financial background. Therefore, it is the duty of the teacher to understand and appreciate the diversity in the classroom and create effective learning environment in the classroom. Understand the subject matter in a deep manner and not in a shallow manner. Whatever, if you are teaching mathematics or if you are teaching physics or management, you should delve deep into the subject. You should not have shallow knowledge, limited knowledge. As a teacher, you should have deep knowledge, profound knowledge in the subject which you teach. That is very important. And plan and design appropriate learning experiences. Whatever learning experience, what you have mastered, acquired over a period of time, that should be shared for the benefit of the students. And ongoing assessment must be undertaken to monitor the student learning frequently. Continuous assessment should be there, not the formative assessment should be there, not summative assessment. Continuous assessment should be there. Develop professional practices. Teacher skills and knowledge enable competencies are the skills and knowledge that enable the teacher to be successful. To maximize student learning, teacher must have expertise in a wide array of subjects, because we have to solve the complex environmental problem today. Okay, the world today is complex. Therefore, the teacher must have a wide array of skills and knowledge, range of skills and knowledge. Then the student will be successful. Teacher will also be successful, because the student must take a critical decision on their own. for which students should gear up. Okay, enable the students to develop all those skills. As I told you earlier, the personal qualities of the teacher, in addition to skills and knowledge of the subject which he or she is teaching, is also important, so that you can act as a role model. What values the teacher is practicing, right values, and the teacher students will emulate those values, and you will be a good citizens in the country. Okay, therefore, uh, the attributes are there. A patient and calm manner. Student, the teacher should have plenty of patience, commitment, and also excellent organizational and leadership skills in the classroom and outside the classrooms. And the teacher should possess, sharpen, own the superb communication skills, which are very important for the classroom dispensation. And teachers should have the reflective practices. Whatever you teach, reflect whether it is useful, whether it is utilitarian or what. You should reflect. You should have the reflective skills. Frequently, you reflect. Okay, what content I am having, what I am teaching, how I am dressing. Okay, what qualities are I am giving, whether it is a relevant knowledge, contemporary knowledge, or outdated knowledge, whether it is having utility, novelty, that you should reflect every now and then. Therefore, you can become effective. Therefore, these reflective skills of the teacher is very important component as far as I am concerned. And also, the teacher should develop interpersonal relationship, communication, better interpersonal communication between the students and the stakeholders, so that you can understand the overall personality of the student. And the continued learning, teacher is a student. You should learn continuously, lifelong learning. Don't stop after acquiring MCOM and PhD degree, and after become permanent teacher. Many teachers stop studying, etc. But you should be a continuous learner as a student. Then only you can be relevant and competent. Otherwise, you are outdated. Today, you have to learn all these technological skills, technology. Okay, teaching online, teaching virtual. Okay, therefore, teacher should get acquainted with all these technological skills. Therefore, you can be a player in the blended learning dispensation, traditional learning and other learning. So, that the teacher should play the role of a resource. He is a resource to the student, resourceful person, and he is a support, helping hand to the student. He is a mentor. There is a difference between trainer and teacher. Teacher just transmit information, disseminate information. Coach understands, mentor understands students' emotional aspects, moral, physical, psychological, financial, economic. Therefore, the teacher should play the role of coach, not just a teacher transmitting information and going bill and bell. Okay, majority of the colleges they resort to bill and bell, monthly bill and bell. That you should shun. Okay, dignity is very important. Means respect for humanity. Truthfulness is also the virtue. Responsibility and freedom. All these you should practice. And the teacher should develop pedagogical competencies. In your teaching content, you should see what is the purpose of teaching content. What is the philosophy of teaching content? What is the attitude and style in which you are presenting the teaching content? If you are embedding all these purpose, philosophy, attitude, and style in teaching content, then you are increasing your pedagogical competencies. That is very important. Just teaching university syllabus, curriculum, yeah, that is static content, not dynamic content. They have framed some 3 years ago certain syllabus and curriculum which you are teaching in the classroom for examination purposes, and that content is a static content. What is required is dynamic content, which you have to gather from newspaper, journals, attending seminar, undertaking research, your own experiences. You have to share the dynamic content in the classroom to make the classroom more effective. Otherwise, the merely teaching the subject is not useful. It is off. Okay, you are not fulfilling the entire thing. And what competencies as a teacher I have to enhance? you have to enhance communication skills, listening. Majority of the thing you have to listen. 70% of the communication is listening. You are well aware. Listen to your students, stakeholders, parents. Okay, and then act. Okay, listening, speaking, writing. Increase your communication skills. Learn how to write the articles to the newspaper, journals, Twitter. Okay, communication skills you have to improve. That is the competency. Analytical skills and research skills teachers should increase. Okay, by undertaking projects, collaborations, PhD programs. Flexibility should be there. You should not be rigid as a teacher. Okay, technology has come. Okay, go for the online classes, etc. Adaptability, flexibility is the need of the hour. Like grass bends. Okay, therefore grass is not having any ego. Okay, any strong breeze, the tree will fall off. But the grass bends. Like that, a teacher should shed ego. Okay, we should not have ego. Okay, zero ego we should have, and develop interpersonal abilities and ability to make decision at the right time to solve all the problems. And leadership and management skills should also be developed by the teacher should acquire leadership skills, not just teaching in the classroom. Okay, you have to be in a position to solve the problems. Problem solver. Teacher is a problem solver. He is a learning mediator. Teacher is an interpreter. Teacher is a designer of learning programs. Teacher is a leader, administrator, and manager in the classroom and outside the classroom. And teacher should be a scholar, researcher, and lifelong learner. That is the role of the teacher. Okay, and you should involve in community, citizenship, and pastoral role. You should be an assessor, and you should be a subject specialist. That is the role of the teacher. And you should have the integrity, commitment, strong communication, skills, expertise. You should have the courage, discernment, focus, generosity, initiative, passion, positive attitude, problem solving abilities, and responsibilities. Those qualities the teacher must demonstrate in the classroom. Then only teacher is respected. You should develop ICT skills. Okay, my co-speaker, okay, yesterday or today, he will speak, okay, on the ICT skills, e-resources. Teacher should develop the digital literacy is needed for the teacher in today's context to make him or her the relevant. How can a teacher be an effective leader? Okay, you should practice all those things, and the teacher should have professional value. What are the professional value? You should meet social justice. Social justice is very important. Our rural fellow human beings, okay, downtrodden, etc. All those people you should bring. There should not be any sectional imbalance and societal imbalance, rural and urban imbalances, for which you have to contribute, eliminate imbalances in the society. And the teacher should have integrity, trust and respect, personal commitment. These are professional ethics of a teacher. And I told you, pedagogy is also very important. Building teachers' capacity is very important. Why? Because the self-reflective abilities are very important. If they are better equipped to strengthen their instructional skills, plan details, and meet the needs of the students, build the leader capacity, teacher capacity. Any effort made by the management and the teacher themselves to increase their skills, abilities, knowledge, experience, expertise, inquisitiveness on the subject they teach, and also the environment in which they live, and to solve the societal problem, then you are building the teacher's capacity. Building teacher capacity is very important. And as I told you earlier, the return on investment of any college depends on student achievement. If the students' goal achievement, if you are enabling the students' goal achievement, you are making the students, okay, his life purposeful, useful, relevant, and helpful for the society. The one factor that can make the most difference in imparting student achievement is knowledgeable and skilled teacher. If you have knowledgeable and skilled teacher in front of the classroom, student success is guaranteed. Even today, the people will ask, go to a good doctor. Go to a good doctor means that means effective doctor. Likewise, we have to create the effective teacher, effectiveness, efficiency, effectiveness, utilizing your full efficacy, competency, and capability to acquire the new skills, new knowledge, new domain expertise, delving deep into the subject knowledge, and that makes the teacher quality. Teacher quality turns out matter a lot. Okay, teacher quality will determine the student quality. Improved classroom instruction is the prime factor to produce student achievement gains. As I told you earlier, teaching determines the learning. Okay, learning to be effective, what is important? The cause is teaching. Teacher competency is high. Teacher performance in the classroom is high, effective. Students can unravel his hidden potentialities. You are making independent. Teacher should be made independent. Students should be made independent by giving right knowledge, right skills, right attitude, right abilities, right expertise. Okay, make him self-confident. And all these depends on teacher's competency. Teachers' behavioral competency and job competencies are very vital. Otherwise, students, wherever, see today's context, if we have haves and have nots, okay, the haves, what they look into good college, where the teaching quality is high, okay, they make the admissions there. What about our rural masses who are not having any income, money, okay, etc., how to make them competent, etc.? Therefore, it is the duty of the government, duty of the teacher, duty of the stakeholders, general public to see that if the country to be regain its past glory. Okay, India is the world leader for all quality education. The grammar, okay, the grammar is developed in India. Music, India is a place for grammar. Music, India is a place for medicine. Okay, Charaka, etc. And from here, the knowledge went on to different countries. Even today, okay, in India, you can live with any amount of money, okay, because of the emotional attachment, spirituality, okay, that is practiced in our country, tolerance, etc. But the other, we should not compare. Any comparison will produce suffering. Okay, if you want to increase your suffering, compare yourself with others. After all education, what for you are giving, he has to attain. Okay, what is the purpose of human life? Okay, the very purpose of human life is to understand yourself, who you are. As long as you exist in the society or in the world, do the job. Okay, contribute, give something to the society, serve the society. Likewise, we have to mold the students. We should not infuse competitive spirit, comparative spirit. Okay, that is not good for the individual as well as for the society. Okay, as well as for the nation. Therefore, what is important is you see the models. India is the Jagat Guru, but today practical aspects, the South Korea education, Singapore, etc., that only increases the cognitive skills. Okay, you can use all earth resources, okay, effectively by your education. What is important is inner approach. The student should be made to travel inside who he is or who she is. Outside, you travel to Japan, you travel to 34 countries or 50 countries. Okay, all momentary, that will not get you anywhere. Okay, even then you are unsatisfactory. But if you go into your own inner knowledge, inner skills, okay, inner voice, touch the inner voice. That is the true understanding, the very purpose of the students. Because when one dies, he is not taking anything with him. Any amount of material possession cannot be equated with inner peace and calmness. Okay, therefore, what you possess, what you gain. Okay, therefore, students should be taught individual social responsibility. It is not corporate social responsibility that is important. Individual social responsibility as a student, as a teacher, how I can contribute to our fellow beings, how I can live harmoniously, peacefully, in a coordinated manner, in a collaborative, peaceful coexistence is very important. teachers, the students should be taught values, ethics, morality, and therefore before preaching, we have to practice as a teacher. Okay, the teacher should be humble. Okay, you should be very compassionate. You should have loving kindness. You should always seek the goodness of the students. And the job which you are doing is meritorious and very good, worthwhile. Okay, you have to mold the students to unravel his inner treasure. Okay, the external treasure, money, power, status, wealth will come. That will vanish. Okay, like the bubbles on the water. Therefore, we have to teach the students the spirituality. Spirituality and materiality should go hand in hand. Then only the purpose of education is served. It is not a commercial product. Okay, the people are suffering. Many people are under depression. Okay, try to live alone. Okay, it is not, there is a difference between loneliness and aloneness. Students should be taught the self-dependent and practice aloneness. Okay, aloneness is very important. Intuition is very important rather than this instinct. Instinct relates to body. Intuition refers to your consciousness. Therefore, that your teacher should touch the consciousness, make him to touch his inner consciousness, not the outer materiality. Okay, materiality should be shared, okay, in an equitable manner. Then only the society will be peaceful, prosperous. Otherwise, the students' welfare is not undertaken here. We have to, there are a lot of gaps in the society, income gap, gender gap, all these things. Therefore, the role of teacher is very important in narrowing down or eliminating these gaps that are prevailing in the society. A teacher is a beacon light, okay, and the others they should come out of ignorance to wisdom. Okay, therefore, there the teacher role is very important. The students, many people are under ignorance. Ignorance means not knowing. Not knowing is better than wrongly knowing. Okay, it is the duty of the teacher to bring these, okay, eliminate ignorance, okay, and pave way for attaining the wisdom. That is the role of teacher. That is the competency. You should be a mentor, coach, and a trainer, not just a teacher to teach. So all these are very important aspects. Therefore, to sum up, teacher competency means increase your knowledge, skills, abilities, expertise, experience, inquisitiveness, insights. After acquiring all these competencies, transfer, okay, educate your students on those lines, make him independent, okay, and make him spiritual along with the materiality, enable him to understand himself, who he is, who she is. Okay, that is the role of teacher. Okay, in foreign universities, they solve all social problems. Within the 5-kilometer radius in London and other universities, okay, whatever societal problems are there, they solve all those water problem, this, that, depression problem, etc. Old age people, attending to old age people. Okay, and thereby the university is respected. Likewise, here the college should also be respected, okay, based on the services what you are giving to the society, not only to in the classroom. Teacher role is very important. Okay, it is eternal, invaluable. Okay, teacher cannot be eliminated. Technology may come and go. The role of teacher is very significant, inevitable, invaluable, that one has to follow, okay, in the times to come. Okay, therefore, I appreciate the organizers of St. Aloysius Degree College and Center for PG Studies, okay, under the able leadership of the principal, patrons, Vinu Fabian, Ravi Kumar, and etc. They have organizing this 2-day virtual FDP program for the benefit of the students, stakeholders, etc. I wish all the participants, the listeners, and the college management, everyone, okay, all the best. Thank you very much. it is over to
Yes, sir. Yes.
speakers.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Yes.
Valuable information and valuable information in competency about building teachers' competency. Sorry. Now I wa- now I would like to request participant to ask some questions on competencies. Any question? Go to the chat box. I think no questions. ಇದಲ್ವಾ Professor,
Okay.
here on question.
Yes,
Here on
yes.
question
Please.
by, by Usha.
Yes.
At present, placements are making the students to work without degree qualification with higher pay. So obviously, the students are not showing interest to attend
Hmm.
in the colleges or pass all the subjects.
Hmm.
So can we mold the students to attend the college or pass all the students, all the subjects?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, what is important is, as I told you earlier, the question is whether education is linked to job or what. That is the, to paraphrase your question, education has nothing to do with the job. If the placement people are picking the candidates without completing the course, etc., and giving job some money, it is only short run, Professor Ravi Kumar. Short run benefit.
sir.
He may acquire some benefits, monetary benefits, and he may manage the family, and he can utilize for his personal and other purposes. In the long run, if right quality of classroom education is not provided, he is devoid of necessary formal education. Okay, there are people dropouts who have become billionaires. Okay, in the world, but you may having money, but you are not having peace of mind. Therefore, in the classroom, we have to teach both the subject as well as the moral education, blend the both, and leave the students to the society. Later, he has to earn the money. Okay, just now, after completing SSLC, PUC, and studying in first degree, to manage the family, some part-time work is okay. Okay, living the degree college means you are living the foundation. You cannot build the mansion without the foundation. Therefore, the right amount of school and college education is imperative, very essential. Without which he may, in the short run, may acquire money. There are students who are having 20 crore, 30 crore money, but they are not having any basic degree. And therefore, the students will come, sir, I am having 20 crore money, but I am not having degree. It is a great void, sir. I am feeling void, okay, internally. Later, they will suffer. Therefore, they have to acquire the graduation and post-graduation or whatever. And in the quality education should be imparted. And that will act as the whole person. Otherwise, he is a partial, having money, lopsided development, Mr. Ravi.
Yes, Professor. And one more question from Mukherjee. Nowadays, most of the students are not interested to listen and lesson at the classroom, in spite of all efforts by the teachers and the authority. In this situation, students can be motivated and more interested in teaching learning process.
Yes, yes, yes. You see, Ravi, today the standard time for listening is 7 minutes, 8 minutes, Mr. Ravi. Today, then what you have to do? Okay, see, you have to go for the activity-based learning. Okay, activity-based learning, and if the content is good, okay, students will listen. Okay, if just you go on teaching, the content is not appropriate and interesting, okay, you can impart the quality. That is why I told it is not teacher-centric. We have to move from teacher-centric to learner-centric, student-centric approach by giving project, classroom interactions, group discussions, okay, giving mini project, making them active. Okay, then you are right. Listening capacity is decreasing today. They are not interested after 10 minutes. Therefore, how to involve them? Okay, go for activity-based learning. Okay, classroom learning, interactive learning, participative learning. Then it is possible to solve this problem, Mr. Ravi.
Yes. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
Hello.
you very much, sir. Thank you. Now I would like to.
Hello.
Any question, audience?
Hello.
Now I would like to. Now I would like to call Mr. Raymond to deliver vote of thanks. Thank you, Professor.
Thank Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude. A very good morning to everyone. I am honored and lucky to have the opportunity to give a vote of thanks on this special day. On behalf of St. Aloysius College, Bangalore, I express my heartfelt thanks to our resource person, Dr. K. Ramachandran. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank the organizing team, staff members, for your support. I must not forget to thank our participants who have blessed us with their presence. Finally, I want to thank our principal, Dr. Sister Sagaya Mary SJT, Manager Father Prashant Prem Kumar, and Vice Principal Father Vinu Fabian for your constant support and guidance. I would like to thank you again for making this event a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Participants, please note, tomorrow's webinar will commence at 10